Hello everybody, my name is NCSO7 here, and welcome back to another video. So, if you guys have been paying attention to my channel for like the past few weeks, you would know that I did finally, after so many weeks of dealing with scalpers, dealing with stock shortages, and then having to deal with an extra like 2 weeks of shipping issues, I finally got my PlayStation 5 on February 23rd, which feels kind of unrealistic because, I'll be honest, I really didn't think I would be able to get it so soon. Of course, when I was able to get the money to get a PS5, I was aiming for February, but I'll be honest, I really wasn't thinking I was going to get it. And then, what would you know, I was able to get one for not a scalper price, so very, very nice. But yeah, I just want to say that right away. So if you still don't have a PS5 yet and you really want one, do not lose your hope, because even though there may be stock shortages throughout 2021, that doesn't mean it's impossible to get one. It just means you're gonna have to try a little harder. But that's enough of the kind of backstory, I guess you could say, to me getting a PS5. But since it's been 2 weeks since I've gotten it, I've gotten plenty of time with the system and can kind of talk about it in kind of a bit of a little review sort of thing. Keep in mind though, this video will be very similar to that of the PlayStation VR review, where I pretty much talk about the system first of all, and then I'll talk about a few games that I play. So let's get right into it. So PlayStation 5, graphically, like with the graphics and all that stuff, is pretty nice. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not playing it at the best output it could be at, given I'm playing on a dinky computer monitor, which isn't too bad. The games still look really good, but it's definitely not as good as they could look in like 4K 60 FPS. But it's still really, really solid. It's really not the biggest jump ever in terms of the graphics, but it's definitely got a lot of other stuff to make it feel so good. And I mean that as well, because the controller, the DualSense controller, it feels so damn good. I will say it's probably better than the PS4's controller because of just the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers of the controller. It just feels so good. Also, the controller feels a lot more substantial and big compared to the DualShock 4 as well, as that controller was always kind of small, which wasn't a problem at all, but the DualSense feels so damn good. Also, it even includes a microphone as well, so if you ever want to play games with actual voice chat, you can actually just use a microphone. Or you can always just have it muted like I do, so that way people can't hear you saying random crap in game chat. Yeah, but seriously though, the controller is really solid. I love the haptic feedbacks. Being able to feel the web shooting out of the controller when you're web swinging around New York and Miles Morales, it's so good. And of course, one of the big things about the PlayStation 5 is the fast SSD. Oh my lord, it is so damn good. So fast. Games load extremely fast compared to that of the PS4 games. And this is probably the most, I could see this the most with the fast travel in Miles Morales. When you fast travel in the PS4 version of the game, it usually plays a cutscene to load in the assets. Usually, fast travel takes around maybe 10 to 15 seconds. However, in the PS5 version, it's pretty much instantaneously in like maybe 3 seconds, tops. It is so fast, and it's so good. Just getting around the menu is also really good too. One of the things I wasn't the most satisfied with the PS4 is how the UI sometimes could be very slow, but PS5 does not really have this issue from what I've seen so far. And while the fast SSD does mean that the system storage is slightly lower, I mean, I'm gonna get an external hard drive for the system anyways. And no, I'm not gonna be getting an SSD because first of all, you can't even do that yet, and second of all, I don't feel like doing that. Just gonna get an external hard drive for my extra storage. But yeah, the system is really, really solid. And of course, the system's UI is really good too. Even though I don't necessarily know if I like it more than PS4, I'll be honest, I probably don't like it as much as PS4. It's still really nice, and again, with the whole fast processing, it's just so good. It works really, really well. That's pretty much all I can say about the system, but what about the games? Now, again, just like my PlayStation VR review, these aren't comprehensive reviews. I will do, or have already done, reviews on some of these games, so I won't go super in depth on them. But I'll talk about 4 PS5 games that I've spent some good time with. First one is Astro's Playroom. I'll be honest, this was kind of the reason I wanted a PS5 so soon. Astro's Playroom is so damn good. I actually made a live stream, so if you want to check out me playing the game for the first time, you can check that out in the end cards to this video. But man, is that game so good. The adaptive triggers are so good. The game is so beautiful. It's such a love letter to PlayStation history. It's a fun platformer game. It's so good. And then there's Miles Morales, which, it feels so much better on PS5 than it ever did on PS4. The PS5 version, you could play the game at 60 FPS, fast load times. Everything just looks so damn good. As well as, of course, the ray tracing as well. Which, I did forget to mention that, but that's kind of because I'm not really super invested into that. But yeah, ray tracing exists as well. But seriously though, Miles Morales is really good on PS5. Probably going to delete the PS4 version of the game once I get the chance. Next game is Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and this is pretty good. This is another 3D platformer game, very similar to that of Super Mario 3D World. It isn't like the other Little Big Planet games, as you don't have level editors and whatnot for stuff like that, and it's also a 3D game. And while some people may not necessarily like it, I like it. I definitely will say I like Sackboy: Big Adventure much more than that of Little Big Planet 3, but it's a personal opinion. It's still a decent game, although I will say this, Sackboy is nowhere near as good as Astro's Playroom. Complete facts. And then the last game is Bugsnax, which I've spent the least time with. Only around like maybe 2 hours of time with that game. And don't get me wrong, I do want to get to playing Bugsnax again. It's just that I gotta get through Sackboy first. Then I can get to Bugsnax. And for what I played at Bugsnax, it's a very weird game, but it's really cool at the same time. Even though it's not necessarily the biggest system seller thing, it's still really solid in its own right. And yeah, that's pretty much the PS5 games that I played on PS5. Now, you can also play backwards compatible PS4 games as well, but I haven't really done that because storage. However, I have played Persona 5 Strikers through the PS5, but that's really only because it came after I got my PS4. But I'm not going to talk about Strikers here because I'll talk about that in my review, and I already made impressions on the game, so I don't need to talk about that further. But that's pretty much been my experience with the PlayStation 5. All in all, it's been fun. A lot of fun. I'm really, really excited for games that are going to be coming out soon, like the new Horizon Forbidden West, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Gran Turismo 7, the next God of War, Resident Evil Village, maybe, FNAF Security Breach, so many games, and games I still want to check out like Demon's Souls. There are so many good games. I know a lot of people will say that PlayStation 5 doesn't have any games, but the thing is, the system's only been out for like 3 or 4 months. It's not like it's going to have that many games for it, but that's kind of that. Overall, though, I've been really enjoying the PS5. Though I will eventually be going back to PS4 because there's still a huge, huge backlog of PS4 games I still want to play. But I'll get to that soon enough financially. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have a PS5 or if you're working to get a PS5. Just, again, remember that you will eventually get one. Just keep trying and you'll eventually get one. It might take a while. It might take possibly half a year. Or it might take as quick as maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. Point is, keep trying and you will eventually get one just like I did. But I'm done talking. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more PlayStation 5 content, which I will obviously be doing because I love it so much. And with that being said, this is NCSO7 signing out. Peace!